You hear all these conflicting stories from people why they couldn't grow their arms. Like, I trained every day, I tried 10 different exercises, I listened and tried all the techniques from different fitness gurus, but you fail to realize that maybe this is the problem why it never grew. You all can grow your arms by 4 to 6 inches, and on the extreme it can go up to 8 inches, naturally of course. But imagine a bell shape, and the average people are going to land in the middle, and some of them are going to get less, some of them are going to get more. But in your life spent in the gym, you can grow at least 4 to 6 inches. I wish I could come up with a story saying, oh, I struggled so much with my skinny arms, they never managed to grow. But it is just not true. Believe it or not, I trained smart even in the beginning. It was unintentional and I was unaware of that, but it happened, and further down the line, I just polished it even more. So I never struggled to put on size. And I'm not a genetic outlier, I'm still the average. But you don't hear me saying, oh, I struggled. Biceps only need one exercise. It's a biceps curl. It can be standing, it can be seated, you can change the angle, but on one day, that's all you need. And you can do a brachialis training, that's always going to be one hammer curl variation. And for me, that was a crossbody hammer curl or just a regular seated hammer curl variation, because I didn't want to load my spine. That's it, I just wanted to sit down. You do that for 2 to 3 really hard sets, all the way to failure. Yes, you can go and fail this exercise. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You drop the weight. When I was training, and I'm still doing it, I didn't see any point not pushing it all the way to failure when you only have X amount of sets. Why? Because I didn't try 10 exercises. I didn't try 10 exercises for 5 sets, only have 1 or 2 exercises a day. Can take this to failure. And it's going to worth more and doing all of those exercises with less effort and less efficiency. The only thing you need is good form, execution, and time. For the most part, I always train in 5 to 9 rep ranges, and when I hit 10 to 11 or 12 reps, just increase the weight, and that dramatically dropped the amount of reps I could do the subsequent set. But it's fine, that's where the grind starts. You have to do that weeks after weeks. You only got 5 reps, but that was 5, that's enough. And then you work the way up to 10, 11, 12 again, and then increase the weight. So that means that you have to repeat the same boring training over and over again to get progressively stronger. So your arms are going to grow, and in this case, that was your biceps. I strongly believe that as an experienced lifter and a coach who has been coaching people, and I have my own personal experience and my experience with my clients, that hypertrophy training, it is just progressive overload, as in you increasing the weight and then you increase the reps and then you repeat this all over again. If you go to the gym and there's a guy there with massive arms bigger than my head, he can curl 24 kilograms without moving his back, standing. Lift that weight up without throwing your spine into a yoga bridge. You truly believe that you're only going to get a big arm if you are using a 10 kilogram dumbbell for 10 reps. No, you need to get stronger, even for biceps. And some gurus are going to tell you that, oh, you need to hit the peak. That is just biceps. You need to train your biceps. And I have a clear separation on my biceps, the short head and the long head. And I never trained for that. It is just genetics. That only means that my muscle insertion, the muscle shape, it is just this way. Even when I was skinny, I had this. You can't train for this. It's not something I asked for, it's something I got. You work with what you got and you make it look good over the decades when you are training in the gym. Biceps is a small muscle, and compared to that, triceps is gigantic. But there is still confusing information about it, like, oh, you need to hit the long head, you need to hit the medial head, the lateral head. When in fact, all you need is increasing its size, just in general. And you need to get it bigger. Look, all of them are going to be working. Some of them are going to get a bit more bias based on the position of your elbow relative to your own body. So there's a chance that your long head gets a bit more. The medial heads and the lateral heads, they get a bit more when you're doing pressing motions. At the end of the day, any of them can fatigue and fail the exercise, even though you are trying to bias them. So that only means that you're going to get an overall growth without you knowing it, because you can't really look into your body and say, yeah, that was the long head failing. You can't say that with certainty. I get so many people blaming the elbow position, frequency, the reps, and that's the reason why they can't increase the size on their triceps, when in fact they are just confusing the information they get and they don't train hard. Pick two different positions for your triceps, and for me it's always one with an overhead position and the other one is either close to my body or in a 90 degree away from that, but it's never more than two. And you can change these variations over the course of your mesocycles. That's only meaning a 4 to 12 weeks training block, when you are keeping the same training program and you are trying to progress every existing lift within the mesocycle. My transformation probably happened in the course of 5 years. And even after that, slowly and slowly I added some negligible size, but it's still something, and that's how it works when you are natural. And even if you are not natural, actually, it is going to slow down. But on the compounding side, it's still worth it. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to grow your arms in this concept of hypertrophy. But the whole training itself is difficult. It's difficult to understand and comprehend it. I don't want you to get me wrong. It is complex. For people, it takes 5 to 10 years to get the smallest information right. But let me give you an example. People know that you can build similar amount of muscle within any rep ranges. 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 6 to 9, 12 to 15. Yet they still say that, oh, my bulking training or my cutting training, there's not going to be any difference. So you see, it's difficult to comprehend the information, but you know it. You know that that's going to grow from this, it's going to grow from this. You just can't connect the dots. You just can't link them. But for the most part, you can be in the top 10% looking absolutely amazing if you are just consistently hitting failure for decades on effective exercises. And you're going to look better than 90% of the people who are in the gym. Watch these two videos next, like, subscribe, hit the bell. For coaching, hit the link in the description. Talk to you soon.